I want to bring in my guest host today, formerly from the great state of North Carolina, now from the great state of Florida. Welcome, Eddie and Tammy Johnson. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Pastor John. It's good to be back.
I am so glad that y'all are back. We have missed you, and of course, like the week before, I wasn't here, so we couldn't do it, and so now we're all together.
Yes. It has been a brutal move when you have to move 600 miles.
Oh yeah.
I had both knees go out on me.
Different times.
I lost my left knee first, where I had to walk on crutches, and then when we were up there doing our last pack out, I was stepping from the barn onto the concrete pad. My right knee I heard a crack, and down I went. So I've had fun.
Oh,
it's been a blessing.
It's hard to move boxes and furniture without knees.
Yes,
you're not
absolutely.
kidding, my friend. And we had a 26-foot U-Haul that we packed rim to rim, end to end. And we had to give away most of our furniture because we didn't have room for it. We didn't have room in the U-Haul, but it became a blessing for a couple that desperately needed it. Yes. So that was awesome.
Yeah.
And so we get to, and besides, my beloved gets to buy new furniture.
That's always exciting.
Truly. And boy, I'll tell you, we have faced temperatures that
hot.
Oh my!
There was a movie, and at one time they said it was Africa hot. Oh yes, it's been Africa hot, and the humidity has just been so
intense,
so thick that
the
heat indices have been over 100 almost every day.
Absolutely.
And when we were unloading the U-Haul, we had a temperature sensor inside the U-Haul, both up there and down here.
Yeah.
And it was 106 degrees
in the with that humidity. Oh my goodness. It's like when I was down in the Dallas-Fort Worth area a couple weeks ago, I called it it depended on how many roofs I had to get on it. So it was like a 4-shirt day.
I have learned that the uniform of the day in Florida is no shirt.
There you go.
It's swim trunks. I work in night swim trunks, and it's just I'm completely drenched. It's just phenomenal.
However, we have a couple friends that helped us unpack, and when she was in her 20s, she was over in Saudi Arabia for what reason we don't know yet, but she was told to dress like the Bedouins, otherwise she would be raped and killed as an infidel
and buried in the sand.
And so she said, well, I don't want to wear the burqa, but okay. And she learned how to dress for the heat. They wear 4 layers of shirts every day. They live in a house with no air conditioning. And you can see them out on the street any day, and they do not look stressed. They do not look. And I have to say, I tried wearing one of those little muscle T-shirts, that you can get at the dollar store. Yeah. And I wore it yesterday under my other shirt, and it really did feel comfortable. Yeah. I didn't feel terribly uncomfortable wearing it, and it helped a lot.
Yeah.
You learned that in the desert in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, for me, it's linen. Linen went on top of those roofs. It is absolutely the best because as soon as it's sweat through, it's a big old air conditioner. So it literally does reduce the temperature quite a bit. Even when it's not sweat through, it's actually really good. Keeps me cool during the summertime. Hey, so we've got our other wonderful guest co-host here on the Lamb Network, and is Mark W. Smith. No, I'm sorry, Mark David Smith. Let's make that distinction.
Shalom, Mark. And he today is Mark.
Yeah, it's just Mark today. Yeah.
Wow. So, and I've already started Sukkot. You can't really see it. My wire is all messed up here.
Yeah.
Lord.
I would. Here we go. How about? Can you see it out there?
Oh.
See there. Look. See.
Oh.
I've
You
already
got
started Sukkot. Can you
Oh.
see it?
Yeah.
There
Wow.
Yeah, there you go.
Uh-huh. I started without you guys.
practicing.
What?
Are you practicing?
No, I just decided to go ahead and do Sukkot.
On Mark's calendar.
There you go.
Mark is just excited. He's just excited that it's about here. Also, we've got another wonderful co-host coming over here from my left. That might be your right, but coming over here, Miss Sandy Craig, the green thumb in the family.
Hallelujah. You're side by side.
Hey, there's Sandy. Hi, Sandy.
Hey,
Hi.
sorry, I've been out in the garden. I had no idea what time it was.
Yeah, I was out in the garden too.
I was massacring some of my tomato plants.
Hmm.
Yep, that's what I was doing.
You ate them straight off the vine.
No, I was getting rid of fungus,
Oh,
and I was just ripping off those leaves. And
uh-huh.
yeah,
Well,
you are going to come see my garden, right, Mark?
I most certainly hope so.
And Eddie
Yeah,
and
I mean,
Tammy come visit my home.
And when are you going to come and see my garden?
I would like to have come in. I would have liked to have seen it the last 2 summers, but he's in charge.
Yeah, no.
Well, it's hard to
Yeah,
do that
no.
when you have a
It's hard.
congregation.
What we have to put up with just to have John Craig around.
Yeah. But you're blessed anyway, right? Okay.
Amen.
I don't know. Yeah. Blessed is a God word.
There, that's right. Yeah, it's so Christianese, right? Okay.
It's
I'm just
it's the
kidding.
word.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay. Hey, so I think it's time that we hit some of these headlines from around the world.
Headlines. Do
Oh,
you want me to
boy.
wait and play the shower thoughts till later? And shower thoughts?
Oh, let's just do it right here because some of them can be actually shower
Oh.
thoughts.
John said last time it was just too short, so twice.
It was. All right, so we're going to do double duty today. Okay, these are headlines that are from around the world and headlines that you won't hear anywhere else. And Mark, you had a word for it last week. It was like I don't even exactly
Profound revelation.
profound revelations
Yeah,
that come through our headlines.
Yeah, that's much better definition of all the stuff we do during this segment of the show. They're
Okay.
all profound revelations.
Well, I'm going to tell you this first one is really profound because according to the News Observer, 17 remain dead in morgue shooting spree.
Oh,
It's good that they remain dead, but is it bad that they're there in the first place?
Yeah.
read it again. I want to hear the whole thing
Yeah.
again. It was good.
17 remain dead in morgue shooting spree.
Mm.
Okay. Well,
You know,
Who
I guess
did-
that guy burst in there and got a lot of bodies.
well, we don't see the commas either. So.
There are no comments.
But that's something we ought to start doing with these headlines is insert our own commas
That's
in
right.
certain place. 17 remain dead in morgue shooting spree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just when you put your commas in different places, it can change an entire thought pattern. So,
There you go. That's exactly right.
there you go.
All right. So, hey, how about this one? This is rather profound and thought provoking. Barbershop singers, you know, the barbershop singers
Mhm.
bring joy to school for deaf.
I guess they had an interpreter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that four-part harmony. I'm telling you.
So they had
Probably.
four. They had 4 interpreters.
That's right. That's
Okay.
interesting.
Yeah. And now this one right here, this one is, well, of course, Mark's got it. I think he just hit it just right. It's quite profound. It says, murderer says detective ruined his reputation.
Okay, I take issue with that
I knew she was going to say something about this one.
because now that we've been doing prison ministry, most people never have a chance for defense. And so you have a lot of the wicked people running around in Washington and other places, and people that are innocent or just not what it seems don't ever get to defend themselves, and they're sitting in prison. So
Yeah.
I would say, yes, a detective did ruin his reputation because we've experienced that of twisting and never, guys, if you are listening, most people never get the right to defend themselves anymore in court. Or
Yeah.
show their side of the story.
And so the parole board comes around and says, well, they
Let's not go there.
yeah, they had to plea this way, so they must be, right?
No.
Okay. So it's not necessarily true. But of course, the other thing that this headline doesn't say, it doesn't even say whether or not he was actually convicted. So, I mean, is this before? They've already labeled him a murderer before his day in court? You know, okay, never mind. So profound thoughts right there for you.
So this is why they had cities of refuge. I mean, just be voice of reason is that, you know, you could go away and prepare a defense, and then they couldn't get you until you knew all the facts.
Yes.
You know, and that's also why there's such a thing as habeas corpus, which means that they have to present all the evidence before anything starts. Sorry, just you've opened up a whole box in my head here when you say that. Anyway.
See, it makes you think, right? This goes
That's
beyond
right.
just the headline itself.
That's right. That's
Mhm.
right.
All right. How about this next one?
Hour right now, just so I can think about that last one.
Yeah. Okay, go back and listen to the archive. Rewind. Okay. Hey, how about this next one that I came? This is actually a double duty headline.
I want to tell you something. He pushes it down so I can't see the headline. He doesn't want me to see it.
She reads ahead. I don't want her to read ahead until it's ready.
Join the crowd. We don't get to either, Sandy. My gosh.
I mean, I could share.
I'll go sit there on the couch on that other side then.
No.
That's it.
No.
I'll tell you this.
You.
I could share my screen and everybody could see it, but you know, you could actually see that these are actually pictures of real newspapers. You know, I could really prove that point, but I'm not going to do that. All right, because I don't want anybody to see what I see.
Okay, I'm looking away. I'm looking away.
Okay, all right. So here we go. This is a double headline on the front page of this newspaper. I don't know which newspaper it came from. It's just because they cut that off. It says, "Man falls from hotel balcony. Good day to end up in the pool."
Hopefully that's where he landed. You know?
Yeah.
So the two different headlines.
Two different headlines on the same paper. And was it planned that way? I doubt it, because those guys are just kind of cranking through their stuff to get it out. But
Sure.
but when you put it together, it looks kind
Do
of
you
interesting.
ever have an inkling to read the article that's underneath?
Oh,
Why?
exactly.
The world's only made up of headlines. The whole entire planet is made up of headlines.
And that is a really true point, because people read the headlines. That's how they get their news. Most people don't read the articles, because how many times do you actually read the headline?
That's right.
And in
The
the article actually sometimes contradicts the headline.
It's true.
And the truth is buried down in, 5 or 6 paragraphs down or towards the very end. So that's why you can't just read the headlines. But
Shock and awe. The
Yeah.
headlines are shock and awe.
yeah, right, exactly.
No, Sandy, we're over here. You got to look over here.
I'm making a point.
Oh,
He's not reading the headlines.
Oh, she's not. My wife does not cheat. I'm going to tell you, if I sit
I'm
next to
the
her,
same way. Hey, I'm the same way. If I was sitting next to you, I'd be doing the same thing.
see, if I was playing cards with her side by side,
Yeah,
and she could see my cards, she wouldn't look at them.
yeah. Well, I same
Because it ruins the whole point. The whole point is just to have
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, exactly. I'm with you, Sandy.
Why
I'm with
do
you,
that?
Sandy.
I don't understand people who cheat. I don't get that. I
That's
don't
that's
get
right.
it.
That's right. That's why we don't like Biden. Hey, would you take your monitor and just twist it a little bit like this? Only see about half of Sandy's face. No, the other way.
Why don't you
Sandy's
just move it
sitting
like usual?
almost off screen, and you're. It has to be centered for me. There you go. That's
Well,
much
at your
better.
own. Look at
Huh?
your own, Mark.
No, it has to be centered where I can see it, not what I'm doing.
Oh,
I have to be off center. There
would
is
you rather
somebody.
have a log?
You can't see that person sitting next to me.
No.
Okay.
No. Okay, let's move right on. Let's go on to the next headline here. This is those of us that actually understand what the Torah says. This is very, very important. We get it. Now, those that might be watching this and they're like, what's this Hebrew roots thing, messianic lifestyle, all this sort of stuff. Well, maybe if you would just read the headlines, you'll understand. I was paralyzed by a pork chop.
There you go.
There you go.
See, Mark's looking away too. Mark and I are both looking away.
I was paralyzed by pork. I thought that was good. In fact, Sandy and I talked about pork chops yesterday.
I talked about you and pork chops.
So, yeah, I used to eat pork chops. Back in the day before I understood that.
I told you guys
Pig was bad.
I told you guys he only made me one meal ever, and I had never had a pork chop in my life because I don't do pork. And I come over and he serves me one meal in all of these years, and it was pork chops. And he said it in front of me, and I was like,
It's true. It's a true story. Even more to the point, it was grilled from the charcoal griller.
A grilled pork chop.
Grilled pork chop.
yeah. If we wouldn't have had that time on the bus talking about Yahweh, talking about Yeshua, then it was Jesus. You would have failed over and over on dates.
Okay, I'm going to say this. I never had to cook another meal for her again.
Never done it since.
See, it's all pre-planned and purposed. Hey, okay, all right, and okay, this is the last one of the day. So, and why did I have to end with this one? I don't know, but I did end with this one. And because, as I said last week, when I did my last headline, who needs articles when the headline says it all?
That's right.
Man arrested after selling farts in jars without a vending license.
Oh, no.
Okay, what right mind would do that? And then even more so, who would buy it?
Same people that
you'd be
buy,
surprised.
a rock. They'd buy a rock, pet rock.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I just want to know who they
If
had
you
to,
saw a picture of this guy, ugh.
I just want to know who had to follow people around to capture those things. I guess it's in the article.
I think that the guy probably produced them himself.
Just eat a few pork chops and there you go.
No
Really?
sound effects, John.
Yes.
Okay.
That is, I don't even understand that. That what brain and mind would even?
Well, I just want you to know that this was an article by the Wildlife Club.
Mm.
Yeah, by the Wildlife Club.
Now, supposedly, if I recount the story correctly, Edison, when he was on his deathbed, I think it was Henry Ford attempted to capture his last breath in a jar.
Really?
Really?
Yep.
Wow. Go
That's
figure.
wild.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those were two weird characters anyway.
I
but-
don't doubt it. People do stuff like that, man.
Yeah.
The ultra rich are eccentric.
Yep.
All right, so that's my head. Those are my profound headlines for today, and ones that you might remember in the shower next time. Okay, Mark, do you want to play another intro to the shower thoughts?
Why? Why?
Because we're gonna have
Why
shower
not?
thoughts.
Why
Because we have
not?
shower thoughts now.
Yeah.
Why
I
not?
want to know about Mark's hat.
Okay, yeah. Okay, Mark, tell
Mark's
us about your hat.
That's
That's
the
There's nothing to tell. You guys said you couldn't see the person sitting next to me, so I put a hat on them. That way, now you can see the
man.
person sitting next to me. And
You know what's fun, Mark?
That's a long, skinny neck, by the way.
John and I haven't done this in a long time because we haven't gone on a vacation in a long time.
Oh,
We used to
that's not true.
okay,
You
vacation
guys-
where we leave our home.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a different
Yeah.
story. But
Okay.
you guys
So
go
where we
on
actually
14
leave our
vacations
home.
a year. I know. I have to do things on land. Oh, Mark, we're going to be on vacation for 3.5 weeks here in
I
about
wish.
2 days, and so you know.
Okay, when we're talking, and guys, remember, anyway, that we used to go into hat stores, and they are so much fun. That have all sorts of hats, and we would play for an hour trying on hats, taking pictures, being stupid. It would be really cool to just have a hat. We could do that for a skit. Bring a whole bunch of different hats and
Here
people
you
have
go.
to act it out.
Here you go. How about this?
A rabbit?
No, a bunch of hats.
Oh,
Well, there you go.
There we go. Yes, sir, buddy.
And they all look alike.
hey, there you go. Hey, so as Mark is trying on his hats, I do have to mention what Bob said here in the chat room regarding our last headline. He says that was the best bumper sticker during Carter. Save gas, fart in a jar.
Okay. I want to know. They look at all those hats. I want to know how many of you now that walk by and somebody passes gas near you that you think, oh, I should have had a jar.
Well, I guarantee you I will be.
It's like that's
Especially in the shower.
so that's
We know what goes on in Mark's shower.
I was just saying, why would you want to have a jar? Maybe you want to capture the one that was most refreshing. Is that something? This is unique, everybody.
My buddy sitting next to me, he agrees.
Yeah, buddy agrees.
All right.
Just
Oh, my-
how many people do you have passing by you in your shower?
There you go. Right?
You would be. Hey, let's ask Bob that. Bob, how many people? Let me reword it a little differently.
Okay.
How many people do I talk to while I'm in the shower? And let's ask Bob. Bob, come on in. Where's Bob? Bob.
Okay, we're gonna wait for that comment from Bob.
No, because Bob and I talk while I'm in the shower.
Oh,
There's a shower thought for you.
There you go. Hey, we need to get to the shower thoughts, so let's
Okay,
move right
good.
on to
Yeah,
that.
good.
These are those weird and quirky shower thoughts for today. Deep thoughts that make you say, So, I have a first question for you. Of course, it came from the shower. Is there another term for thesaurus?
Look it up.
Not a single word.
Ask the great and mighty Google.
Synonym.
Yes.
Thesaurus.
Google.
The
And
great
you
and
probably
mighty
know this.
Google.
We learned this from
Search engine.
We learned this from Corey. When you use Google, this is about to come down. The counselor that he has to go to told him, anytime you use Google, and now by using Google for anything, and I guess that even means YouTube and things like that, you give permission. If you just use it on one search engine, you give permission to Google to get into your computer or your device and gather all the information just by using anything Google.
Wow.
I only have one response to that. Too late.
Too late. Too late. Yeah, that's
Too
true.
late. I've already spent years searching Google, so they've.
Yeah, but it's about to shift. It's about to shift where that it hasn't happened. From what that guy said, that doctor said, it's about to start big time. So, yeah.
All right. So here's the next shower thought for today. Now, I'm not this guy. All right. I just want to clarify this. I'm not this guy. I don't watch shows like this, but it's a shower thought that make you go, Horror movies become much less scary when you support the bad guy.
Yes.
That makes me think of our conversation from yesterday.
I know, that's why I put it on there.
Why in the world would you watch a horror movie if you didn't support the bad guy?
Why in the world would you watch a horror movie, period?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Bob made a comment. Of course, this is based on our prior thing. He said, that was the most uncomfortable conversation ever.
That's funny, Bob.
So, see, I told you, he acknowledges the fact that Bob and I talk. Well,
That's hilarious.
that's hilarious, but
Yes.
this isn't, I guess.
Yeah.
It is too. But Bob said that, I like it when the people that are with us that are in chat get to participate in the show.
Yeah, they're right there with shower thoughts. Okay. How about this one? Babysitters are teenagers who behave like grown-ups so that grown-ups can go out and behave like teenagers.
That is profound.
I was
revelation.
10 years old when I started to babysit outside my own home.
That's a
I
good
was
shower
young.
thought. That's right.
You were
That's
you had no childhood, Sandy. That's all I can say. You grew up way too fast.
I agree.
10-year-old babysitter.
she's
But you're
married.
making money.
She's
I
married.
would come home in the evening and I babysit for like 3 hours for the kids across the street, and I get like 25 or 50 cents.
What?
Big money.
See,
Wow.
John, she's married to you now. Now she gets to go through that childhood.
No, I'm still babysitting.
That's the inequities of male-female pay. When I babysit, I got $10 to $20. So that's different.
Wow.
I mean, you got cheated.
Wow, really?
I would get $1 an hour when I was, I'd get $1 an hour when I was 12.
I had to have some big pay before I'd go sit and watch somebody else's brat.
Well, I was only asked to babysit once. I never got asked again.
You've been such a great job.
I know. Thank goodness. How about this one? Do you look up sometimes and watch the stars? Well, who is to say you aren't looking down at the stars with only gravity holding you back from falling into the abyss?
That must have been someone from Australia that did that.
See,
Well,
how
if
do
you-
those guys stay grounded down there? I mean, after all,
That was deep, John. That was
Haven't you
way
ever
deep.
laid in an open pasture on a completely dark night, and you look up at the stars and you feel like you're falling into them?
no,
No.
Yeah.
no, I haven't.
I wouldn't
You know-
lay in a pasture if there were cows in the pasture.
I've
my-
laid in the back of it.
You know, if you're laying in it, it's warm, okay, or it's cold. You'll find
Warm.
out. It's warm.
Lumpy. Yeah, warm and
When-
lumpy.
When I was young, when I was in my early 20s, late teens and stuff, we would go out to the fields. Of course, that's when most crops, the fields were planted with crops and not laying fallow. You know, that's a whole nother subject.
Or you
But
get
you
that-
go out there and then in the evening and you lay in the back of the truck and you just look at the stars. It was so pretty. I remember doing that, but not inside the dirt. But I wouldn't have cared because I thought that's fun.
Well,
That's
the
fun.
cow pastures that I was in had grass.
Oh,
You could see where you were, when you were laying back. You weren't going to lay back in a bunch of cow crap.
there you go. Thanks for that clarification.
You could
But
only
you
hear
certainly
that on
felt-
the
you would get that
Lamb
illusion
Network.
of, yes.
Hey, you know how you feel when you lean back in your chair and you almost fall over, but you catch yourself. You know that feeling?
Oh yeah.
I feel like that all the time.
Okay.
What's bad is when you go on over and go flap.
Right.
That's embarrassing.
How about
your arm was going to get tired, Mark?
You did a great job.
You want to see how I'm holding it up?
Now I know.
My tape measure.
A
see,
tape measure.
okay.
Oh.
There you go.
That's a pretty strong tape measure.
I was about to say the same thing. That's a strong tape measure.
all right? So
I'm a carpenter. I can.
That was going to be my next sentence. You know, he's a carpenter when?
When that's right. When he can
Holds up his
hold the
hat with
hat
tape
up with his tape measure.
okay, let's move right along because we need to get on to the tour portion, the news
We
portion
do.
today.
We're
So
waiting.
I got a couple more I got 3 more to do. Hunger is simply a side effect for food withdrawal.
Profound.
Very profound. Yeah.
Yep.
How about this one? Flushing in public toilets should be done by a foot pedal.
That's good. I agree with that.
That's how I was taught anyway. You lift your leg up, whether it's up here or here, and you do it with your foot. That's
Well,
how I was taught.
Sandy, in Europe, you would have to raise your foot up and hook your toes on the little knobby thing and pull the chain.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, many of the toilets in Europe have the tank sitting up on the wall, and then
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a pipe that runs all the way down, and you got to pull a chain.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Well, at least it's better than going over to the Middle East where there's a hole in the ground.
and that's true.
There's hole in the grounds in Italy. I can attest to that.
And in France.
Oh,
Yes.
yuck.
Can we knock off the last half of that statement you just made and just say flushing in public and leave it like that? That would have been to me.
It's sufficient. Okay.
Yeah, it's a bit flushing in public. Period.
Okay, one last one, just to kind of bring it all together. Of course, coming off of this, the foot pedal, a cold seat in a public restroom is unpleasant, but a warm seat in a public restroom is worse.
These are like men sayings that we would say to each other in a bar.
So, all right. So, y'all, sorry for the bathroom humor today. I think that's what it all ended up being, but
They were shower thoughts.
they were shower thoughts. That's in the same room. So, all I did is I just went down the list of stuff and just grabbed them as it went down the list. I'm telling you, that's how it happened. So, don't blame me. Blame the people that I got them from.
Who's the one that showed us this?
I'm the editor.
God.
Then we blame you.
We are blaming you for
It's my-
everything.
it's my
your
fault.
show.
Yeah, it sure was fun.
We are richly blessed to bring you what we believe is the fullest, most diverse, yet up-to-date progressive teachings, discussion, and prayer programming you can find anywhere on this planet. Be sure to take the tour of the MessianicLambRadio.com website. I'm Susan Hoogie, thanking you for joining us on the Messianic Lamb Video Network.